All right, we're live. We're live. I don't expect many people to come in here, but let's see. We got like 20 minutes till game time. So, yeah, let's see. Raiders Chargers, probably the most important Raiders game since 2016. If we're being honest here, a lot of playoff implications on the line for not just the Raiders and Chargers, but a lot of other AFC teams. Um, so yeah, I'm nervous about it, but we'll see what happens. This is going to be a good game, no matter what. Whenever these two teams play, last 2 years, it's been really good matchups. Um, so yeah, hopefully we can pull it off. But yeah, we'll see. If you're just joining, I'm just gonna, this is gonna be a quick live, probably like 10 minutes longer, because we got a game coming up pretty soon. That's probably the most important Raider game, since 2016. I'd like to believe there hasn't been much success for this team, and this is gonna be, hopefully a really good game, and hopefully a win for the Raiders. Whenever the Chargers play the Raiders, it's always a good game. So I hope we can get it done. I think the Raiders have a definite shot. We've been good. So oh, Brennan. You're a diehard Steelers fan. I was rooting. I'll be honest. I was rooting for the Ravens. I mean, most of the Raider fans were. But that was a good game. Big Ben, could have been his final game, and now like, as long as we don't tie, you guys are in. I think so. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Baltimore was going to win though, and I wish they did. But it is what it is. Um, So, yeah, I don't know. It was a good game though, for sure. Let's see who we got in here. Just a couple of people. All right, so yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna keep this one quick. If you guys have any comments or questions or whatever, leave them now because I'm probably gonna get off this at like 5:10 or 8:10, depending on what time zone you're in. So yeah, I'm worried right now. I'm hopeful, but I also I'm being ready to. I'm preparing myself to be disappointed, because that's most of my fandom is based on preparing to be disappointed in my life. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. I hope it's a good game. I think we got a shot. I think for sure. Chargers are a good team. Yep, Jo. Thank you for coming in. I hope we win, man. I think we got a good shot. It's a 50-50 chance. I feel like that's what I'm hearing. There's no team really in front. I mean, I guess the Chargers won the first meeting, which kind of puts them probably a little bit more hopeful about it. But the Raiders are a good team. We've been really good in the last couple of weeks. Especially the last 3 weeks, winning on 3 in a row. Especially last week against the Colts was good too. But the Colts have problems, so I wouldn't use that as a fair uh, comparison necessarily. I mean, they lost to Jacksonville today, so we'll see. I don't know, but yeah, I just hope Derek Carr does good. I mean, Darren Waller's coming back tonight, I think. So hopefully we can just get stuff done. I don't know. I'm anxious, but I also am preparing myself for heartbreak and failure from the Raiders because that's a lot of what's been going on the past couple of years for them. Yeah, to be honest, Brendan, I don't even think the Chargers have really a solid fan base anymore. It's kind of a shame because when the Chargers were in San Diego, they were like, they didn't have like that many fans compared to other teams, but they were like a lot more um, beloved than they are now. It's like they're not even the most popular team in LA. In fact, I think the Raiders are probably the most popular team in LA if we're being real. But yeah, I'm just very nervous about what's going to happen. I hope we can win, but I also am I'm a Raiders fan, so I know what heartbreak is. What's up, Sports Autos? Welcome. Um, yeah, all I want is a good game. If the Raiders play hard, I won't be hard on them, especially post game when I talk about it in more detail. But I'm just, I think this is the most important Raiders game in a long time, and they got to play hard. They got to do it. So we'll see. I'm definitely someone that's not super optimistic about the Raiders always. Some could say I'm a pessimist about them because they tend to screw up. But we'll see. I'm praying for a good game from the Raiders. And Chargers are a good team, but they've had their ups and downs too this season. Herbert's great. He's a great quarterback. I think Derek Carr is a great quarterback when he's playing good. So hopefully, Derek Carr can outplay Herbert. But yeah, we'll see. One thing though is I think Raiders are like a little bit more hungry for playoffs than the Chargers. I mean, Raiders have had a lot of heartbreak and misery. Chargers have too, but not as much. And I think also Darren Waller coming back is definitely gonna be really helpful. He was one of the best tight end / receivers in the league last year. So I don't know. Let's see. So many things will have to go right for us to win tonight. It's not on Derek Carr, but for him, the future and so that. Yeah, I agree. I think if Carr can take us to the playoffs, I think it's going to be a much different story with whether or not he'll continue to be a Raider. Just because there's a lot of question about that recently. But I will say this: I think the most pressure will be on Carr because he's the quarterback, and that's just how football works. Pressure is usually on the quarterback. But yeah, I think you have a good point there. If he wants to stay a Raider for long term, which seems like he very much does, he's gotta play good for sure. I don't think he really has much room for error in this game. So we'll see what happens for sure. Yeah, does anyone have any questions? Let's see. You think this team right now is better than the 2016 Raiders? Oh no, not at all. I think the 2016 Raiders were a Super Bowl contender. I think the 2016 Raiders were a magical team. And I think they probably could have been a Super Bowl contender had they not had the injury to Derek Carr. Because that playoff, who was it? It was the Falcons, Patriots that year. And I think the Raiders could have probably beaten the Patriots in the playoffs. This year, the Raiders aren't even really considered a playoff team by many people. So I think 2016 is better. But this team's good. I'm hopeful for next season as well. Cause I think, we'll have, if all goes well, we'll have Darren Waller back, full time. We'll have Hunter Renfrow, probably have Carr back, and we'll probably have a coach by then that isn't an interim coach. Because there's a lot of big names being thrown around, like Harbaugh and some others, being thrown around. And I think, coaching has been an issue for the Raiders. I made a video probably a couple of weeks ago at this point. It was like, why have the Raiders been bad for so long? And it's like, you look at their coaches for the past 2 decades, and it's a lot of bad coaches. Besides, I think Jack Del Rio is a pretty good coach. The first Gruden stint was pretty good. But besides that, it's been a lot of losing. That being said, I think coaching isn't everything. I think the Raiders need to draft well because I think it's a little bit silly to still be talking about drafting Leatherwood, but I think he's a good example of a guy that's not really good for his value. And the Raiders tend to draft okay. I mean, we all know that, the 2020 draft was pretty unfortunate with, the whole Ruggs thing. But I think drafting's huge, and I think coaching's huge right now for the Raiders if they want to be good in the next couple of seasons, if not for a long time, especially because, they have a lot of holes to fill, being a team that has had a lot of issues recently with, in the past couple of years with players and it goes without saying that the Raiders just need to kind of work on what they have right now and get it better. Because I think Renfro's great. There's plenty of players on this team that are really good, but I think there are also a lot of holes we need to fill. So we'll see what will happen. Would you go to Allegiant Stadium one day? Yeah, probably someday. I don't know when. I don't know kind of if I necessarily have a desire to, because I'm still mad about the move. And I know that's something that's a lot of people kind of just say, oh, it's something brushed over a lot. People will say, oh, forget about it. It's over now. And I agree, but I don't want to. I don't really want to support the stadium. If I was in Las Vegas already for doing something else, sure, I'll go, and but I'm not going to plan a whole trip around going to Allegiant. So I don't know, maybe. One report today believes Mayock will be let go. MD wait for a new GM before hiring a head coach? That's a good question. Yeah, I think they would probably get a new GM first because GM and coach is not really interchangeable. And I think, getting a new general manager, you probably have a lot, you have probably somebody that can help you find a coach. Um, yeah. So I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea, but if I had to make a prediction on that, probably a new GM. I always write Oak in the chat. I don't buy any gear with LV on it. Yeah, neither do I. I have one hat with LV and I have one shirt with LV on it. I don't wear it, and I have a hat wall over there, and it's not on it. I don't advertise it, and the only reason I got them is because they were like really cheap. I always write Oakland. I don't associate with Las Vegas. I don't support it at all. But it's kind of hard now to get merchandise that doesn't. I mean, this is a good example of something that doesn't. But that's just it's hard to avoid it. Fanatics, the main retailer for NFL gear, NFL shop, whatever. It's like all Las Vegas stuff. They're totally blowing it out of proportion. So I don't know. I never really find myself buying it. And the one hat I have is like $10, and it was a good deal. So I got it. I've never worn it. So yeah, I don't support the LV stuff. I think I'm gonna end this in like a minute or so. It was good to just briefly do a little live stream here. Does anyone have any final thoughts or questions? Leave them now because the pregame is probably starting like right now. I don't want to miss it. So we'll just let me know in like now in like 2 minutes from now or so. But I'll do like a quick score prediction. I think the Raiders. I'm putting my money on the Raiders because I think I'm a Raider fan. Of course, I'm going to count them in it. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say 30-24 Raiders win it. 30-24, pretty high scoring in this game. So we'll see. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So yeah, I'll probably do something after the game, whether it be a happy video or a sad video. Time will tell. But anyways, thank you for joining me for like a quick 15-minute or so stream, and I'll see you guys later. And I'll see you guys when the game's over. It's starting in 10 minutes. So peace out, guys.